What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Verbal One, and I'm your host, Scale_Nation on Twitter. Welcome back. This is chapter 3 of the new era of the Miami Dolphins. Thank you for joining me. This episode will mainly be about Tua's first performance. Also will be about the trade that was made today. Let's get right into that. Isaiah Ford has been traded to our ally, the New England Patriots. Why we do business with them, I don't know. But I mean, giving him to the New England Patriots or trading him to the New England Patriots for a 7th-round pick really doesn't, affect anything. Maybe if you try to move up in the draft or something like that on draft day. But I believe we're probably going to cut him anyway because of Lynn Bolton's return, because of Galloway, because of Malcolm Perry being put more in the mix. That slot position to be more of a shiftier, speedier guy for the rest of the season. 9 more games, hopefully more. So I believe Isaiah Ford was pretty much the prototype of Devontae Parker or Preston Williams, a little taller, not as quick in small spaces, but a pretty good route runner, knowledgeable kid, very, very smart guy, likable guy, off the field, awesome guy as far as helping our community and helping out the unprivileged. He's a great kid. I believe the Patriots got a good one out for a 7th-round pick, but I do believe he would have been on the streets, seeing how these young guys are coming in and how they're prepared to contribute as far as the Wildcat and things like that, and as far as the deep ball. Jumping into the first game for Tua, I believe it was a good game. He did what was asked of him. He did look a little shaky out there at the beginning with the bubble screen, and I believe that Flores scripted the hit. People think I'm crazy, but I do think Flores is one of those guys like, man, let's just get this out the way. Let's just get this kid going. His season will not start until he takes his hit. And they did that. I do believe that he knew he had the Rams number, so this was why it was the best pick for him to play now. He knows Jared Goff. He knows, obviously, the Rams offense in and out. I do believe that they were able to run the ball on us a little too much. I said at the beginning of the season that we needed to get a little more heavier inside. I think Elton Robbins did an okay job. He did a great job as far as tackling, but 6 yards to carry is a lot. Maybe we expected them to pass because we were already leading in most of those runs in the second half. So we were giving up the run. I do think that it's going to be a time where teams are going to come out the gate running and they're going to stick with the run. And because we're missing Godchild and Raekwon Davis is young, and the other young kid that he brought off the practice squad is young, and Elton Robbins is good, but he's like spotting. He still has an injury that's nagging him. Van Noy spends a lot of time on the edge rushing. I thought that they should have went after an edge rusher, probably one of those rushers from the Redskins. I would have been happy with. I also would have been happy with an interior lineman. I would have gave up a lot for interior lineman because I do think that you can't play games or play years and expect to be preparing for another year. You get me? This year, obviously, a lot of people were saying that it might not even be played. So you want to take advantage of having good records, take advantage of having good players. You pay these guys money, not for, giving them money so that they can wear the jersey until you're ready, because the contracts are going up and guys are risking their lives out there every week. So I think Tua played good. I think Gailey and Flores had a great game plan. It obviously executed because the game wasn't on Tua's back in the last minute or anything like that. All he had to do was manage the game. They opened up the playbook, let Malcolm Perry get a couple touches and get him his first hit in the NFL. So I just think that the guys are scripting the game real well. I think the Dolphins are in control a lot of their destiny because of that, because of their strategic, and they have guys that are really intact with what's going on. And like I told you before in my previous videos or my first video, Flores knows a lot about the NFL. Okay, I'm going to do a video talking about all the things that Flores has been through that's been published while he was inside of New England. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how he knows so much about a lot of different teams and how he was the helper's help. We're going to talk about those things, and we're going to get deeper into the Dolphins in the new era. Tua was only 12 for 22. He threw a touchdown, didn't even make 100 yards, but it was enough. I think the defense is more taking the enthusiasm of Christian Wilkins, and a lot of people I think they're thinking that it's Fitzpatrick's personality, but I personally think it's Christian Wilkins. The energy, the brotherhood, the love, the Bobby McCain, the leadership, the communication, and I think guys like Xavier Howard, they're buying in. I think he's taking it on the chin that he's on the trading block. who aren't they talking about trading? They traded Isaiah Ford. I think the Dolphins saying that they weren't pursuing a trade, but who's not getting calls? I'm sure they got 100 calls for Gesicki. Okay, but because they had to go out and dispute the Sun Sentinel or whomever's reporting it that they're trading Xavier Howard or that they're trying to trade him. Look, it's a part of the game, and if you're a good player, people are gonna want you. They didn't think the Dolphins were actively trying to get to the playoffs. I think that this week they showed that they were a team that's up in the rush in the herd for that playoff spot. I think they're fighting to be that fifth, sixth team, and I think that they can be the fourth team if they can establish the run game. You gotta run the ball with Tua. You gotta get a running game going. I think Gaskins a hit and miss guy. He dropped a lot of plays that were right there for him. The fumble, the third down. I just think that Gaskins is doing what he can. I think he's kind of reaching his ceiling out there. He's really giving more than what we would expect for him to do for us. I think they got to get Breida more in. I know they're gonna try to bring more talent in with those draft picks, and we getting what we can out of Gaskins. But I do think we need more from Breida if we're trying to get to the playoffs. On the offensive line is solid, obviously. They did a great job against the Rams, which is a good defense. The receiving core could be a little bit better. I think they're going to get quicker when they bring Lynn Bolton back. I think Lynn Bolton's a football player. I think he's a tough guy. I think he has that same. He plays with that same tenacity that Jarvis Landry played with. And I think he'll bring more competition in the wide receiver room, and he'll bring more grit to the team. I think that personality and that fight that he has in himself will be contagious, and then it'll be controlled by Christian Wilkins. And I think that if they can allow the young guys to be themselves, and I think Flores can control strong personalities, but he won't let it get out of hand. And I think that we're being led by the right guy. Flores is the right guy. Tua had a great first game. They had a great game plan, and we got to work on that run game, man. And they're getting better. The trade deadline is hit since this video is dropping. I want you guys to tell a friend and subscribe here, verbal warning, and we're going to keep bringing you that content. I'm going to try to be as steady and as loyal as I can to you as you can be to me. I'm Big Verb, Scale_Nation on Twitter. You guys follow me, man. Keep it locked in on the Miami Dolphins. Fins up.